Hi everybody, welcome. It's Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, so it's time for Stamping with Denise. I'm so glad you're here. So we're a couple of weeks into celebration, and I hope you all are liking the products you've earned free with a $50 order. I know I have. I've been playing with them. Tonight I got a different project. It's out of the annual catalog, but and it's a little more involved, but we'll get there in a minute. Thank you for joining me tonight. Remember to like I'd love it if you like what you see, like my video, share it, comment, share down below, and you might win the project I'm working on tonight, the card. I'm going to tell you, it's beautiful. There's a lot of pieces to it, but I've done a lot of work ahead of time, so we're not going to be here forever tonight. So, and it's not a card that everybody's going to like, but you know what? It's different, and I thought I'd go there. We do that tonight. So if you recall, last week I made this cute little box using the penguins. Let me get that in there. It says, "To the coolest friend ever." And use the penguin punch, and it's perfect for some treats, a hand sanitizer, some mints, something like that. So, because they shared my video and comment shared, this little box is going to go out to Melanie Jarjosa. So Melanie, I will get that to you as soon as possible, okay? And like I said, it helps me out a lot if you give me some likes and some shares. If you give me hearts or likes during the video, that's great too. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, if you'll subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up if you like the video, and click on the little bell icon, you'll be notified when I post a new video. So, let me set this off to the side. And with that, I'm going to point the camera down, and we are going to get started right away with our project for today. Okay, so here we go. Look at that. This is some product out of the annual catalog. It's a fun fold, and it's for that plant lover. Or you might be the plant lover. Who knows? Let me see. I meant to pull my catalog out and see where the suite is at. I want to make sure that I get all of the right, give you all of the right information here. Okay. Sorry, guys. But let me start out. For this card, we use the Plentiful Plants stamp set. We use the dies. I used every single die on this card, believe it or not. I can't believe, I don't think I've ever done that before. Okay? So, and I almost used every stamp. I used 2 out of the sentiments, but I really like the sentiments in this card. Hold on, I'm still looking on my, is it Bloom? Is it this one? Yep, it's called Bloom Where You Are Planted. It is on page 80 and 81 of the annual catalog. As a suite, it comes with the designer series paper, which I'll show you in just a second. It comes with a package. It comes with both the stamp set and the dies. And it comes with a package of this paper lattice. Let me show you here. I believe there's 10 in here. Yeah, right here, this paper lattice. And you know what? I think these would make a great stencil for sponging or using our blending brushes. So maybe I'll have to do a video doing that. We'll see what we can come up with there. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I was going to show you the designer series paper. Yep. I'm not as organized as I thought I was today, guys. Sorry. This designer series paper is called Bloom Where You're Planted, and the colors that are included are Cajun Craze, Cinnamon Cider, Evening Evergreen, Garden Green, Gray Granite, just Jade, and Whisper White. Okay, so this paper is pretty, and I'm going to show you that some of these dies match designs on the paper. Let's see, this one, you'll see you could cut this out right here. You can see that this one cut out right here. Now I didn't cut out any of these. Maybe I should have, I don't know. This one here cuts out this plant there. These are the mother-in-law tongue. Some of these other ones here are pretty easy to cut out. And again, I didn't do it. I stamped for my video or for my card, but wanted to let you know. I'll show you some of the other designer series paper in this set. I like this. I have a lot of house plants. Well, not a lot. I guess it depends what you want to call a lot. Okay, so there's this paper here, and we're going to be using this. We'll be cutting it. It was cut in half and cut down like this to be put in our card. Let's see. I want to show you what else is in here. Showed you that. I hate to pull this all out because then I can't get it back in the package. Right? This is a great floral here, tropical, with it's got some white bricks on it, which is really nice. This one here is some plants in pots, which I think you could certainly cut out. Some of these would be pretty easy to just fussy cut out. Oh, and here's some with pots. The dies match, so let me show you here. Again, I didn't do any of this. Maybe I should. You can certainly do that. This one goes right here. This one matches that pot. Let me put it over here. So you can see there's a lot of versatility and interusability with the dies and this designer series paper. The back of that has a nice kind of gray fern on it. We're going to be using this brick. It's got another greenery background. So they tend to have each annual catalog, they tend to have a nice paper that's green based, and I really like that. Green's a versatile color. Most people like it. It's not masculine, it's not feminine. So anyway, it's got some great papers in there. So like I said, I think I have all my die cutting and stamping actually done, because I knew that this was a bit you know, labor intensive in terms of assembly. So we're gonna see how we do here, okay? So let me set this off to the side. We're gonna get started right away. We're gonna use a piece of cinnamon cider, and this is our normal 8.5 by 5.5, and we're gonna fold this in half, okay? This is our card base. But, okay, let me show you. Let's get our bone folder. Okay, now I'm going to pull out this cutting board, the cutting tool, the cutter. I don't know. So you can see this is the center where my card is going to be folded in half. We're going to put one side. You're going to cut 3 inches off. Okay, 3 inches. Wow. See, that is going to be, see, I didn't know if you noticed, it's clear there. And so we have to give that gap. So here now we're going to cut 3 inches off. Now you're going to cut another 1.25 inches off of here, because that will be the other side. That will be this side of the card right there. 1.25 inches goes right there. Okay. And then the piece you're left with, cut it approximately in half. And what I do, I don't even measure it. I just look, because we have, it's great, we have measurements on both sides of the cut line. I just kind of place it on there and put it so that I've got the same number of little hash marks on both sides. So I think it comes out to 7/8 of an inch. But, and so, there you go. That's that. I think that's all we're going to need that for right now. So we're going to assemble the front of our card, okay? I now have a piece of window sheet. I know it's going to be hard for you to see. You can see a little bit of it there. This window sheet is 2.5 by 5.5 inches. Oh, and before I forget, I want to give credit to this for this card to CNC Designs. She's a demonstrator out of New Zealand. Now, I did have to. She used centimeters, and their card bases are different sizes. So I had to do, I had to kind of figure out the right dimensions. But she is the one who I saw do this card and thought, I'm going to do that. Okay, so now this Stampin' Up sells this clear window sheet in the catalog. It's back in the back. The best way to adhere it to a project is to use tear-in tape. It's double-sided tape, and I'm running it right down the edge, okay? I don't like to tear it because sometimes I don't tear it real well. I'm just gonna kind of burnish that down. And your snail or seal doesn't work very good on this. Glue is very messy. If you get glue on this, it smudges. It's kind of a lost. You can't really use it. So, and dimensionals obviously are going to show, and glue dots might work, but this is the best use of this. So so what I learned was to kind of open it, peel the cover on the tape adhesive back so that I can place this. So now what I want to do is I'm going to place this, and I may have to trim up my window sheet. It's hard to cut stuff that's clear. And then I want to make sure this is going to give me enough here. It's not, so I need to move this over a little more. You want to cover up the adhesive or the tear-in tape. Okay, perfect. So what I can do, see now, I pulled back some of that cover on that double-sided tape. I can secure it. Then I can pull this right down, and there we go. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing for the other piece. Now remember, you want your card. Hold on, let me get that started. There we go. I want this to line up here. So what I will do is line this piece. This is the 1.25 inch piece that I cut off. See, it lines up with this edge here, so I can put it down. I've adhered it up here at the top. You can pull this and go. Okay. And I do see that I'm a little crooked on the bottom again. Sometimes it's hard to cut clear. I must not have had a straight piece to begin with. So let me just trim this up. Okay, there we go. Let me get that out of my way. There we are. Now, and so there's the inside of the card. You can see the adhesive there. It's not bad, but we're going to cover that up, and that's where these two pieces come in. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put tear-in tape on them. Okay. About like that is good. I'm not going to run it all the way to the end. And like I said, I prefer to tear cut my tear tape, just because I've been known to tear my cardstock when I tear it, so. Anyway, hope everybody had a great weekend. Like I said, I left this bundle because, you know, I like the colors. They're not masculine, they're not feminine. They're very neutral. I think paired with the right sentiment, you know, even if you don't use the ones that it comes with, you know, we all mix and match our sentiments with our stamp sets, or we should be. I think I'm done with that. I'll set this over to the side. I'm just gonna I like to just burnish down my tear tape. Okay, there we go. You know, you could make a masculine card, a feminine card. You could do a you could make a sympathy card, a thank you card, which is what we're going to be working on. You could do a birthday card, a good luck card, a farewell card. I just think the options are endless with this set. So anyway, you can see what I've done with my adhesive. I've pulled it from both sides there. So I can get, and what I want to do is I want to line this up right here, okay, so that this lines up with the edge of the other piece of cardstock, and it's going to hide that adhesive. And that one's going to go that way. Look at that. And same thing here. Oops. Come on. Like I said, this card is not for everybody, but I wanted to show you how to do this, and I wanted to show you how I assemble the plants and place it all together. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing here. Again, I'm lining that up to cover that up. And these two strips that I'm putting on, remember, are just the center part on this card. So I know that they're the same length, so that's not an issue. And so there we are. Perfect. Yay! It's our card base. Wonderful. Okay, now the next thing we are going to do is we are going to get the piece of lattice. Now something I didn't do on mine and need to do is look for the center little diamond that's filled in, okay? And you want to make that on the top, because that's going to be where you're going to hang your hanging plant from, and it gives you something to hang it from. See, mine's backwards, so my plant hangs a little lower. Okay, so this is going to be my top, and so we're going to adhere. We're going to put some glue dots on some of these filled in diamonds on either side and adhere it. So I'll show you what I mean. I just take my glue dots, I just kind of run them with my finger, put them right in that spot there, okay? Yeah, I wish I had considered that when I was making my prototype card, but you know, it's where you live and learn. So I'm showing you, you're getting the benefit of my mistakes. So I've got these 4 that I'm putting here. There's several things I'm changing on this card, and I know I'll be making another one of these cards because I have someone in mind for it. Okay, so I've put little balled up glue dots on the 4 filled in diamonds, solid diamonds. And then we're going to put this right down here. You know, you've got your lines, so you can kind of line it up straight. And there you go. You just kind of press those down and it's on. You're good to go there. Wonderful. Now, oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't put my brick paper down. Okay, I guess we're not done. We're gonna pull these off. They haven't been on very long, so I think we're gonna be okay. I might have to put new, I knew it didn't look right. Might have to put new glue dots on it, but they're popping off pretty doggone easy. Okay. Take two. Okay, these are 2 pieces of that brick designer series paper, and what's nice is if you wanted to orient the card horizontal, just cut your designer series paper different, okay? Okay, now we're gonna put this up here. Come on, let me get it started here. There it is. And these pieces of paper are 5 1/4 inches by 1 inch. And you know, I probably should have made them 5 3/8 by 1 1/8 so that my border's a little narrower, but you know what? It was kind of what I went with. And so that I didn't change when I redid this card, but you know, and I think it still looks fine. It's just what you want. Okay, now we're back to the trellis. You know what we're gonna try? We got this oriented right. There's my solid diamond on the top. We're gonna take 2 on the trellis. There we go. I think we're gonna be good. Yeah, it's fine. Luckily, it wasn't on there very long, so not an issue. Now, took a piece of basic white. This is 11 inches by 4 inches, okay? And then I scored it in the middle, and I stamped my sentiment. And what we're going to do, well, what we're going to do first of all is take this piece of the designer series paper. Remember I told you we'd be using this. We're going to attach it to the front. It's going to look like, see, it looks like vines hanging down. This piece is also 4 inches by 5 1/2 to fit this perfectly. And I just want to make sure it's the right size there. Yep. Normally, you know, we have well, we'll do this and I'll show you that in a minute. So again, I'm going to get my stamp and seal. There we go. I'm going to line this up at the top. Then if I need to trim, I can trim from the bottom. There we go. You know, it's only like maybe a 1/16 of an inch. I'm not going to mess with it because if I mess with it, I'll probably screw it up. So now we are going to adhere it in here, inside of our card, okay? So that the card opens this way. And normally, you know, we have a bit of a border around our inserts, but for this one we want it the same height as the cards so that we have white showing here. You see what I mean? We don't really want the brownish, the cinnamon cider cardstock to show there. So we're going to put that in there like that. And for this, I think I'm going to use a little bit of Tombow. Yeah, we use all sorts of different adhesives on this card. Okay. So, let's see. I want to make sure I get this centered right. And sorry if my head gets in the video. And one of the reasons I am using Tombow on this is because it will give me a little bit of wiggle room should I need it. And you know, I have I don't even know if you can see it, a little bit hanging out. I'm not going to mess with it because as soon as I do, I will screw it up. Okay, so now the skeleton, for lack of a better word, of our card is put together, and already it's looking pretty cool. Look at this. It looks like a brick wall with a gate and some very inviting plants in the back, you know, hanging there. So I have already, like I said, done the stamping and die cutting for a lot of this. I'm gonna pull some of this stuff out of my little basket here, because it'll make it easier to use. We're not gonna use all of this, but I didn't know what I was gonna want, because some of this is gonna be on the fly. It's gonna be a little different than the card that I did. So we'll figure this out. This is the thank you. I stamped it. It's the stamp that's in the set. And then I fussy cut around it is all that I did. Okay. So, anyway. Come on. There we go. Here's my pieces. Let me get that out of the way. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the focal point first. And what I did was, let me go over the colors I've used, okay? I have them right here. The different greens I used are Mossy Meadow, Evening Evergreen, Just Jade, and Garden Green. The brown oranges I used are Cajun, Craze, and Cinnamon Cider. And the blue is Misty, Moonlight, okay? So I'll do my best to tell you what I've stamped everything in, but it's all one of these colors, okay? Okay, so I have this pot, or one of the die cuts is this macrame hanger. So I stamped one of the flower pots in, I believe this one is Cajun Craze, because this one's Cajun Craze, okay? And I kind of trimmed around it so it would fit in the basket better. Actually, I glued it on and then I trimmed it. There we go. This is I'm gonna have lots of little pieces of trash, so let me get my little trash bin. There we go. And so anyway, on this card you can see I put the hanging vine. I think for this one I'm gonna put this in, and what I've done, I separated those leaves right there so that I can put some of it in front and some of it behind. It just gives it a more natural look. Okay, I'm gonna set this out of the way for now. And I'm gonna put just a little bit of Tombow glue on this bottom stem of that. And I'm gonna put it in place. Let's see. There we go. A little bit of glue there, but that's okay. And so you can see it looks like the flower is going, in and out of the macrame hanger. I'll get myself a piece of scratch paper too to work on, so I don't get glue all over my board. Okay, now remember, this is going to hang on the clear part. So we need to be concerned about what the back was. That's one of the changes I've made. See, this one you can kind of see the back and how it's assembled. So what I thought I'd do is I'd take another one of those pots. I might glue it on there and trim it up. Just trim around it, and making sure I don't see anything on the front, but then at least there would be a little bit of interest on the back. The person whose video I watched, she didn't do that. She was careful about what she put on the back, or how the back looked, but she didn't add anything extra. So I'm going to try this. We're going to see how it works. I just thought it was the easiest way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on here. If you were really concerned, I suppose you could do the back of the leaves in green or something, in a green. But I'm not as concerned about that. But it just covers up some of the other stuff. So now what I can do is I can trim this around. And like I said, this card isn't going to be for everybody, but maybe it gives you an idea on how to use some of your other products, or a card for some of your others. And let me see. Okay, let me trim that up, edge up there. Yeah, we're probably going to be a little longer than usual, but like I said, I've done a good amount of prep work. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I think I'm going to like how that looks. Let me check it out and see. It'll attach right there. Let's see. Yeah, not great, but you know what? It is what it is. I'm going to leave it. Because you know what, I think that'd be hard pressed to get that just right. So I'm going to take another glue dot. I'm going to just kind of make a little ball with it. I'm going to attach it to that top center solid diamond. Remember, when you put your trellis down, you want to make sure you have it there, and that's so that you have something to attach your flower pot to. Okay? Let's see if I can get this on there. There you go. There you go. Let me see. I might put another, I think I'm going to put another one right down there to anchor the bottom. Then we're going to cover up that glue dot on the top, and I'll show you how. Just remember, you need to be careful with anything that's over this, because it will show on the other side. So, okay. You look at that from the inside. Good. Yeah, you can't see my glue dots. But, so now we are going to take one of these metallic pearls. Usually I have the package open ahead of time. They come in silver and gold in the package, and these are just the best little gems for doing anything. Let me just pull this out of here. You know what I'm going to do? There's a gem in here that doesn't have... This happens sometimes. It doesn't seem to have any metallic on it. You know what? I'm going to take that one and use it, because normally it would just get, whoops, thrown away. Let's see if I can use that right there. There we go. Okay, that works. I'm good with that. Okay, that plan is done. Okay. So now we're going to start assembling some of the other ones, and really there's no right, there's no wrong, it's just whatever you want to do. So I'm going to play, like if I put one of these down here, what would I put in it? I could put one of these in here. Yeah, I know that I'm going to do kind of like what I did up here, put one of those up there, like that. And you'll see these pots, have these holes in it. On this one, I didn't want it to show through, so I glued this down to some cardstock and then just kind of trimmed around it. And it worked really well. I'll show you what I did. I'm going to do Cajun Craze on it this time. These are just some scraps of cardstock. So, yeah, I understand if this is going to be a little longer tonight. I understand if you can't stay with me. You can always come back and catch the rest on the replay. But I do appreciate y'all liking and sharing my video. So, anyway, trim this up. It's pretty easy to cut here. This is a little bit of an over-the-top card, but again, probably what I should have done was just put a little bit of cardstock on the back where the holes were. I'll go in and kind of undercut these corners so they don't show. There we go. There we go. So now you can see that the holes are covered up and you're not going to see the plant through it. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to attach this plant here. And I used the die, this was a die that was just for this plant shape. It didn't match any of the stamps, but it's a nice looking succulent there. So, and I'm going to use some of our mini dimensionals on that and put a couple on and attach that to the card. Okay. Come on. There we go. Grab my little handy dandy forceps tweezers here. Let's see, this one's a little different because it goes up like that. So you know what, maybe I will put this one over here like this. We're gonna mix this up today, and I'm going to do the same thing with this piece. I'm going to put it on a piece, some of the cinnamon cider, and you know, cut that out. Whoops. Just put some little bit of glue on here. Don't want to do too much. I mean, I love my Tombow, but sometimes it's not the easiest thing to work with, but I do love it. Okay. See, and then I'm just going to turn around this. Now my pot is kind of whole, you know, it doesn't have a go. So anyway, you can see how this is done, and really you could use any colors, any color combination. Okay, so I think for this one, maybe this might be good for a vine. How about that? We could put that down here. I like that idea. Oh, and something I thought I'll show you real quick. This die has a little slot right there. So you could, you know, use that to your advantage too when you're putting a flower arrangement together, so to speak. I think I'm gonna just put a little bit of glue right on there. Put this right over it. There we go. And some dimensionals on that also. Generally, I like the full-size dimensionals, but you know what? I'm glad that Stampin' Up! Came out with the mini ones, because there are times when you need the smaller one. Yeah, you can cut the bigger ones, but sometimes you still need the smaller ones. So where are we going to put this? Right down here. Perfect. Okay, I want to put something here and something here. Let's see. Let's see what we can do here. Maybe I can put, and I want to make sure I mix up my green colors. See, this is garden green and so is that. This is Jade, so I'm good. So I think I'll use this one. I think this might be Mossy Meadow. What are we gonna put that in? Let's put it on this, in this blue. This is the one of the stamps, and then I use the die cut, and it's one of the distinctive stamps. If you see it, it's kind of two-tone. It's this pot looks the same way, so you kind of get a 2-in-1 with it. So let's see, how does that look down there? I think I like that. We're gonna put that down there. You won't see so much of the pot, but that's okay. So put this together just like I did my last one. And really, you know, you could make this card 3 or 4 times, and every time it's going to be different based on just, you know, your flower, your plant arrangement on your card. There we go. I put one right there. Okay. Again, when you're using Tombow and you're using your window sheet, you want to be careful you don't get any Tombow on it, because it'll smear and it does not come off, and it doesn't look nice either. So remember, we have to be careful about what we're seeing on the back of this clear piece, the window. Oh, see, I wasn't paying attention. You can see my dimensional there, and you can see my dimensional there. Well, that wasn't very smart of me, but I'm not going to tear that apart because I'm afraid I'd take the lattice off. But, okay, so I think what I can put up here is a one of these mother-in-law tongues. And I'll use this here in black, I guess. And I think I will do a little bit of this again. There we are. I like these tweezers for when I am handling small pieces like that, especially when they have glue on them. Okay. Got glue on the back of this. I can feel it. This is a lot easier to cut out because it's just a curve. I'll try to undercut it just a little bit so I'm not seeing any of those, of that cardstock from underneath. There we go. Okay. And there we go. There we are. Put a couple dimensionals on that, and then our front, I think, will be done. Okay, let's put that right there. Okay, that's the front of it. There we go. I'm gonna get that piece of glue. So now we can look for something for the inside. Actually, you know what I think I'm gonna do is I am going to start with, what do I want to start with here? Let's just put some plants together and then we'll find a place for them. Okay, so I want to mix this up and look a little bit different, so maybe we'll put one of these plants in here, since we put something different in the last one. I'm good with that. When I made the first card, that's what I did. I put all the plants together, then decided where I wanted them. I'm going to set that like that, so it'll dry. I'm gonna put this on here. Oops. Hold on here. I got a little bit of glue on the end of my. Here we go. Do you have a green thumb? Do you have plants? Do you like that? I do. I do pretty well. You know, sometimes a plant, you can't, sometimes I end up with a plant I can't bring back, but you know what? Usually I do pretty well with my plants. This would be a great card for a master gardener or something. You know, someone who was into horticulture and plants as a hobby or even a business. Again, this type of card is not everybody's liking, and I understand that, but sometimes we gotta mix it up. Sometimes they're sweet, simple, cute. Sometimes they are a little more involved. Now we won't use any dimensionals to attach these to the inside of the card because then it'll be just way too bulky. Okay. Oh goodness, we are running long tonight. Let's see. We've got these here I have not used. We could even put a couple of these in a pot. Let's see, what color ink did I use there? That's the evening. I'm gonna put these. I think I can put 2 of these here. Kind of like that. I did it somewhere. I thought I did it somewhere. Maybe I didn't. Okay. There we go. My hands are getting sticky. Gooey. Alright, so let me get a little. I learned this, a great way to get this off of your hands is a little bit of alcohol-based hand sanitizer to get the sticky off your hands. So let me do that. Oh yeah, much better. It works. I just have ink. Okay, what else did I have in there? Let's get one of these in. Let's do one of these with this. Let's see. Oops, that's that same color there. That one's the same color as that. Well, that wasn't good planning. Okay, so let's do this on this pot. We'll put this plant. Oh, you know what? I haven't used this pot. Let's use that pot. Put this vine on there. There we go. It just looks like it's hanging out the sides. That's good. Whoops. Nope, it didn't stick. There we are. Okay. And again, now I have glue on my hands again. Let's use. Where's my other blue pot with hand? Oh, I used it. Okay, so let's use this one. Let me look and see what I have put together. We've got this one, this one, this one. And maybe I use a white, one of these here in white. Let me use the other color here. Yep, that's what I'll do. great way to use up your scraps here, doing something like this. Because again, I'm going to kind of undercut the cardstock on the back side, so I don't have to worry about it showing around the outside there. Perfect. So it just shows through the holes, which is really where I want it to. And what should we put in that? Let's put, I did that on the front. Let's do this one here. You know what, I don't have this color green. Okay, we'll put that one on there. I'm going to trim this side up here just a little bit because it's slightly wide. And you know, sometimes your dies are a little off, you know, when you're die cutting them, and that's okay. Just kind of trim it up a little bit. On these, the back doesn't matter so much. I can't believe I put those after I said be careful and don't let your dimensional show. My dimensional show. Okay, so let's put this here. And remember, some of these are going to show through the front. So what I think I will do, you know what, I did not plan this out very good because I've got this black one. I've got that, I've got the blue. I did not do that very well. Maybe I will use this pot with one of these here. I'll use the garden green. Okay, we'll do that. And make that be right in the center there that shows through the go. Okay, now I gotta get the glue off my fingers again. Okay, let that dry. I got the cleanest hands, huh? What a okay, everybody. Let's get this the glue stuck to the paper. See? Good thing the back of this one's not going to show. There we go. Okay. I'm going to hold on to that right there. I'm going to put some glue in a couple of spots. Actually, this Tombow glue, if you let it dry for a while, it actually becomes tacky and removable, so you can remove it. So I'm going to put this one right here, smack dab in the center. Sorry, I turned that upside down. It's the way I had a hold of that pot. And I get a second there to turn it beautifully. Okay. And that shows through, and I think that looks really nice like that, showing through. Okay. Let me I'll put this one right here on that side. That one, no. Okay, and I think then you know what I'll do? I'll probably just put that there. Well, I want one more. What do I want there? Again, like I said, I didn't do very good planning here. Oh. Yeah, you're probably screaming at me. Oh, just put something down. No, I don't want to do that one at all. Okay, you know what we're going to do? We're just going to set that little mother-in-law tongue right there. That's what we're going to do. Okay, guys. Okay. There we go. That looks pretty good. We've opened this up. And we can put one on the inside if we want. The one thing we're missing is the thank you. And you want to try to hide it behind your flowers that are on the front, okay? So let me put this on here. Put a little glue on it, and we will get it put right where we want it. Right. Shows a little bit, but not bad. I think that'll work good. Right there. Let's just straighten it out. Perfect. There's the thank you. And we'll put this last plant right here on the inside. I think we'll put it right there. Okay, there, and well, there we go. I hope you like this card. Not all of it, you know, you can do much simpler cards with this bundle, actually with this suite of product. But I just wanted to show you what was possible with it. So I hope you like it, and please let me know, and please share my video. You know, I always appreciate your support that way. You guys, thank you so much for sticking with me, and have a great week. Bye now, everybody.